Yep, you can start.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hi, Anushka. Hi, Shruti. And today we have Dan with us. I know you've heard our conversations a bit before we started, but let's move on formally. And whatever questions you have for Dan regarding the MIF program at ESSEC, you're free to ask them. Please use the chat box because if everybody's mics are on, there's a lot of echo. So I guess that's it. So till the time you have any questions, I will start off with the questions. So please, could you cut off the video if that's okay with you, Devank? Hi, sorry. So yeah, Dan, welcome back after our last interview. So let me start off by asking why did you particularly choose the MIF program? I know you answered this last time, but I want you to please give it to us once more because all of these people would also like to know why they should go for an MIF over an MBA, let's say.
Yes, okay. So I have a Master 1 degree in France, and so I wanted to do my Master 2 like in a top business school in order to have access to summer internship and graduate program at all the bulge brackets. So, for example, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Citi, and so on. And if you don't have like a top university or top business school, it's very difficult to go in. So that's why I have applied to a lot of masters, and I have been accepted to ESSEC, EDEC, and Dauphine, which is a good university, a very good university in France, in Paris. And so I have chosen ESSEC because I have asked to a lot of professional. Well, when I was an internship at BNP Paribas. So I have asked to them, I have asked also to other people, and they all advised me to go to ESSEC. So that's why I have chosen ESSEC.
Okay, so we talked about your internships right away. You said you had an internship with BNP Paribas. How important are internships to get into such programs?
I think that it's very important because you will have you will start to have a network, which is very important in finance or like in every job, I think. It's also important because you have something to say for your application. So you can talk about your internship, what you have learned, what you what you have achieved, and it's something that you can use in all your essays, in your interviews. So I think it's very important.
Okay. According to your LinkedIn profile, you also, when you were doing your bachelor's program from the Toulouse School of Economics, am I right? Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
you had an exchange program in Singapore. Is that true?
E- Exactly. Yeah.
So, uh, two questions. How important are exchange programs? Let's say if you have it in your bachelor's degree, to will they help you for your master's? And secondly, does ESSEC have an international exchange program?
Okay. So to answer to the first one, it's also very important for different points. The first one, it's that like for French people, I don't know, like I think there is no French people here, but in order like to get more international exposure, to learn English in a better way, and also in order to meet people. I have met a lot of people in Singapore that I have contacted today for my internship and to get some like professional advices. So, for example, having people at Citi, JP Morgan, Bank of America. So it's very important for these points. And after, like in ESSEC, how it works, it's that you can either go to Singapore for 1 year, to do the exact the same program as I'm doing, or you can also do the first semester in Paris and the second one in Singapore.
Okay, so if I get that correctly, you can either do a course in Singapore, or you can do the first semester in Paris itself and move to Singapore for second the second part. Is that right?
Semester,
Did I
and
get it?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you can also start in Singapore and after do the second semester in Paris.
So how long is this MIF program at ESSEC? Is it a
It
12-month or a yes?
yeah, it's 12 months. Yeah,
Oh,
1
no
year.
wonder. It's quite a short program for a lot of things to be packed in together. So yeah.
Yeah.
Like before we started the webinar, we were discussing the career centers. So how involved is the career services of the school in terms of I mean, basically, let's talk about it in general. How involved is the career service? Have you already been contacted by them? Are you working on your CVs with them or something like that?
Yeah, so how it works, it's before the beginning of the program, which was on the 24th of August. They sent us like a lot of emails about telling them, okay, you have to do something about your personality. You have to enter like a lot of things, like with your like how can I say, like who you are, how you are, what do you want to do? Do you have like a career like a dream or anything, and we have to write everything and to send to them. We also had to prepare a CV.
Okay.
And after, like at the beginning of the program, they came and they told us, okay, you can schedule a meeting with us, so we can talk about everything you want. We can talk about your like your dream job. What do you want to do? If you don't know already, like we can work on it. And last week we were supposed to go to London for student for like trips in order to meet a lot of banks, but it have been cancelled, and so we did everything online. So from Wednesday to Friday, like we have met a lot of banks, boutique, of M&A. So it was very interesting. Yeah, we did that for 3 days.
Okay. So quite an involved career service program. So okay, let's come to basics. Okay, what is the acceptance rate at ESSEC? Like in terms of let's talk about it in this way. What is the ideal candidate profile for ESSEC school in terms of, let's say, undergrad score, and then the GMAT and your work experience? What is the ideal profile? Is there anything that in particular that the MIF is looking for?
I'm not sure that there is an ideal like ideal, because like with all like my fans, two people I am with, is we all come from a different school, different background. There are a lot of engineers. There are people like me who did like economics and mathematics. There are people who did like a BBA in ESSEC or EDEC, like in France. So like different type of persons. There are some people who are like experience, like I have. There are people who are also work experience, so who already works. People who didn't have any experience at all, also.
Okay.
But like you need to have like a very good grades. I think it's like in every schools. And after for the GMAT, I think it's around 700 average. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
700 in the GMAT, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh,
Average. Yeah.
that's quite a lot actually. Okay. What about experiences? How much do internships matter, or can we cover for it through our extracurricular activities and of course our essays and letters of recommendation? Can we cover for that? Because see, in India we do not have this culture of working when we are starting. Okay, I find this a very strange thing here, but it is the system there, and even I learned it very late that you actually need internships and work experience if you want to get into good B schools abroad. So if you don't have those, how do you present yourself? Like, I'm asking from your experience, what do you think would be the best way to present yourself if you don't have internships?
Yeah, if you don't have internship, you need to get involved in like some like for example like volunteering, like if you have been like a volunteer like in something, maybe like you did like you were helping people like doing their homework and everything, like you need to be involved in something, like either like an association or something. Like it's something that is very appreciated from the business school.
Okay.
And it's also something that you can talk about and say, okay, I have learned this, and I think it's good to have something like this.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah, this is something that always bugs me. Like, our we are not taught about this. Like in our culture, we are not. We are always forced to study but not to work. They say that you work later. So, and that actually ruins our chances in good B schools. So anyway, so for the MIF, at ESSEC specifically, do they have scholarship options, and how do you apply for them? Any idea?
I have to, yeah, I have to say that I can't say it because I don't know, so I won't talk about.
No, it's okay. It's
I
okay if you
will
don't
I
know.
will
It's
say yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, I know most of these questions are also answered through the website, but it's like sometimes when you have somebody there, it's always better to connect, right? Where you ask questions and you get answers
Yeah.
and you remember these things. Anyway, so that was that. And now, coming to extracurricular activities, I know most of these schools in France have a lot of extracurricular activities within their schools. So, how important is it to be a part of clubs and extracurricular activities when you are already in ESSEC? And have you
Like
already
for
joined?
now, yeah, like for now, it was very intense. Like we had a lot of classes, like we had a lot of, like we had already exams. We had to apply to all the summer internships, and it's a very long process and everything. So for now, like I think no one of my promotion like did any activity or any like sport or anything at ESSEC. So I think we will start like in 2 weeks or 2 weeks, like to know better about what there is. But I know there is a big gym. So we have a lot of sports, but for now, like I can't say a lot about it.
Okay. Um, yeah. No, because whatever I have come across so far is like you have to be part of all these things primarily for the network. So, next question comes from
Yeah.
there. How well connected is the network? How and has have you already been put in contact with them, or is it sometime later in the year? The ESSEC alumni network.
Um, yeah, so there are some groups on LinkedIn, and also what I do is like I put, for example, a bank, like Bank of America, and I put like after on LinkedIn ESSEC, and so I
Okay.
contact like all the alumni from ESSEC, which like in the bank or in the sector I look for.
Okay. But doesn't the school also provide some mixers and all these things um, to get you in contact with the alumni, or is it because of the COVID that it's not happening this year?
Yeah, normally so like I told you, in London was supposed to go to banks, and the banks were supposed to go like there were every time like people from ESSEC, but like we saw them on Zoom, and we can so now we don't know them, but we have met them, so we can send them like a message on LinkedIn or mail or anything, everything. And I think there is a fair which is coming in at ESSEC, and so alumni are supposed to come. I don't know if it will be if it will be maintained or not, but normally people, alumni are coming on the campus.
Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, okay, that answers that. What is the kind of workload right now for you? You joined almost a month ago. You said 3 weeks ago. What is the workload like? Is it really hard because it's a 12-month program, or is it well spaced or something like that? Could you tell us something? Maybe we can talk about it in terms of hours per week commitment. Like how much time do you have to devote to your work?
For now, it's very, very intense because, like I told you, we are all applying to summer internship, and I don't know if you know the process, but it's very long. You have to do essays, you have to do video interview, you have to do tests, logical, quantitative, or verbal tests. So this took a lot of time. So and after we have many hours. I don't know exactly how many hours per week of classes, but we have at least 2 classes of 6 hours per day, at least. So after how long we have to work to study, I don't really know, but we don't have a lot of time to do something else. Yeah.
Listening to you, I can totally understand. There's a lot of you are already preparing for the summer internship, and then you said you have your exams coming week
Yeah.
or so next week, and then you have two classes of 6 hours each. That is a lot.
At least per day. Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you fit a summer internship in between a program of 12 months?
So how it works is that you have to apply as soon as possible when it's opening, and so it has opened around at the end of August and the beginning of September. So you have to prepare, like I say, a EC cover letter, CV, everything, and after if you are accepted, you will have a phone call,
Okay.
and after it's an assessment center.
Okay. Okay. Fair. By the way, there's quite a lot of disturbance on the line. I don't know. Anyway, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move to the school. Now, what is a typical day like at ESSEC? We can let's talk from the morning on. Like if it's a regular class day, how is it?
So we have class beginning at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And all the classes are 3 hours length. So we have from 9 to 12:15. After we have a break of 1 hour. And after if we have 3 classes, so after between 1:15 to 4:30, and after 4:45 to 7:30. So it's like a class with it's like a typical day with 3 classes a day. And if we don't have 3 classes, if we have only 2, after what we do is that we stay on the campus and we are preparing our cover letters, our OEC, our test, and everything. And so we are in small groups.
Okay. Well, that's quite an intense workload, but yeah. So now coming to the faculty, how accessible are the faculty? Were you before you joined the program, were you able to contact them or something like that? And what is the situation right now? Are they very accessible? Are they not accessible? How are they?
About the staff working at ESSEC?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they all very accessible. So there are 2 directors. So We can like send to them like emails, so and they will answer like very fast. We can also send mails to like to the professor, and they also like answer like very fast. So they're all very accessible. Even the staff, like the career center, the administration, like everything is like is smooth and it's good.
Very. Okay. Then what? Okay, I forgot the question only. So, since you already have a background in economics and finance, what, or you have a statistics magister, what is that? So, what,
Yeah, it was an additional degree. Yeah, sorry.
so now with an MIF, what are the opportunities for you in the coming years? Like, what exactly is are you looking forward to? Basically, I am asking you a question from the your application. Basically, what are your short term and long term goals right now?
Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to join an American bank or like an international one.
Okay.
Because like the French bank are not like hiring now, so I have to find an American one,
Okay.
or like a Swiss one, like a Credit Suisse or UBS. Also, and I want to work as in the sales and trading division. I don't know exactly where for now.
Okay.
So and I would like, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So, I I keep forgetting what I was going to ask. Anyway, um, you want to work for the Bank of America? Did you say that?
Like an American bank, so it can be Bank of America, Citi, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, like
Okay.
to an American
Okay.
bank. Yeah.
So for the MIF, there's one question that one of my friends asked me a few days ago. The MBA has different specializations, right? Do they have that for MIF also? Is there a particular specialization, or is it simply Masters in International Finance? That is the specialization. Is that it? I'm asking a very layman
No.
question, I know, but I'm really sorry.
Yeah. No. There are two tracks. So a corporate finance one and a market
Okay.
finance. So
Okay.
like actually there is I think 80% on the corporate one and also only 20 on the market one. So at the end, like I think at the end of the month, we will be like separated between like corporate and markets.
Okay, so you will be you will you be specializing in one, because I'm sorry I couldn't catch you. There's a lot of disturbance on the line. Will you be specializing in one, or will you be specializing in both, like in a sense a combined specialization, something like that?
No. You can only choose like either the corporate or markets. And
Oh,
me, I will choose market finance.
okay. How is it different, if you could answer that for us?
Um, so for example, if you want to work as a sales or trader or structurer, so like in
Okay.
market finance with the stock market, you have to specialize in market finance. But if you want
Okay.
to work, for example, in M&A, in private equity, you have to do like the corporate one.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. From somebody like me, I would say either you work on the Wall Street side or not, something like that. Okay. So,
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
yeah, no, I'm trying to understand, because I do not have, frankly, I don't have a business background. I am an art student, but I have been working with business school students for a while now. I think we work together also. So that brings me to the next part where we work together, that is application process. Okay. So, how difficult was the application process for ESSEC MIF?
So for a sec, if I remember, there are a lot of essays, or at least three. So
Yeah.
you need two referrals,
Yeah.
and yeah, if I remember well, and yeah,
So
maybe
yeah,
I'm missing something,
that
but
is my those are my questions. Like most of these schools ask for in the beginning when I talked about extracurriculars, the internships. This is where I actually wanted. This is what I was actually wanting to understand. How much, how important are they in terms of how you present yourself, right? So if you do not have an internship, how much focus should you put on the volunteering? And you answered that you should be involved in certain stuff. So similarly, what about let me ask you about the letter of recommendation. How important, what is the importance of the letter of recommendation according to you? Like some people think that should you be involved in the letter of recommendation, or should you let your teachers do it themselves? I know it's a very tricky question, so
I think you don't have to be involved, but you have to choose who you are asking for, like for your referral letters. Because if you ask to someone with who you haven't been very close, or if you have like a different with him, like it's not a good idea. Personally, I have asked to my tutor at TCS, which who like I was very close, and like we had a very good relationship. And also I have asked to a teacher I had to Toulouse School of Economics, which was my director. So that's why I choose her. And also like I was a student representative, so like I had a great relationship. So that's why I asked her.
so the director knew you well because you were the student rep. So yeah, that's why
Yeah.
like many people have come to me and said that my teacher is going to write my recommendation, and have been disappointed in the end because they do not realize that letters of recommendation are not simply I recommend this person for this thing and he's good and he's nice and this. So this is something that I think many students need to be told beforehand, that writing a letter of recommendation, you need to be very careful when you choose your recommenders, I guess.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you did the GMAT, right? Or GRE? I think you said GMAT.
Yeah, GMAT. So like I was studying with Anis and his colleagues from Réussir le GMAT.
Okay.
But like so I have I studied a lot, but because of the coronavirus, like I didn't pass it because all the exam were closed. And
Okay.
so I have applied everywhere without a GMAT.
You have applied without a GMAT and you have gotten also. So,
Yeah.
do you think, is it, I mean, how does it work? You're already in the school, you're already joined the classes. So, do you need to give the GMAT now?
Yeah, it was like an exceptional measure because of the COVID, and so yes, that's why I have been like accepted and without in GMAT.
So is it that's what I was asking. So how does it make sense? Is it necessary for you to give the GMAT? Have you kind of told them that of course I will give the GMAT even though it doesn't matter anymore or something like that?
No, they have accepted me without, so they didn't ask me after like to pass it, but it was like an exceptional thing. Like
Yeah.
no, they're asking for the GMAT anyway.
Okay. So anyway, let's talk a bit about the GMAT. Let's talk some more. Even though I understand that it was not applicable for you for the coming year, I think it will once again be applicable. So how, since you had already started preparing for it, what was your commitment towards the GMAT in terms of time? How did you work? Because I understand that you learned about not having to give your score much later. In the beginning, you were sure you would have to give the GMAT. Am I right? So you must have been preparing. So what was the level?
Yeah, exactly. So I was an internship at BNP. So like I was starting at 8 a.m. like around 8:30, and we're finishing around like 8:30, 9 p.m. And
Okay.
so I was studying GMAT after from 9:30 until midnight, like every day, and also on the weekend, like all the weekend I was doing it, and I did it for 2 months, I think. Yeah, 2 months, and so like it was very intense. But I think
Okay.
in order like to ace it, you have to start at least 3 months before your application. So yeah.
Okay. You were working and then preparing for the GMAT. That must have been tough. But
Yeah.
for a score of 700, 3 months, do you think that will be enough?
If you already like did some mathematics, I have background like a little bit quantitative, and if you are good in English, I think like 3 months will be enough. Yeah. But if you don't want to take any risk or anything, you can start like for 5 months before. But it in fact it depends like how long are you working, are you studying on it every day. If you are only doing this, it can be like shorter. But if you it depends. It depends on you, I think.
All right, no problem. So, what has been your personal experience with ESSEC so far?
So far, like it's very intense. Like we have a lot of things to do. The professor are very nice. They're here if you have any questions. So the director are present. Like they're doing everything like to let us know like the alumni, to have like the um, London trip like online. So like for now, like I'm happy, and I yeah, I like what I'm doing at ESSEC.
Okay, fair enough. So, let's again talk about what do you think were your major challenges last year when you were preparing, and this year's with all COVID and all, what do you think will be the coming challenges for new applicants? Let's talk about the first part of the question. What were the major challenges that you faced?
I think I did not start to apply early, like I was a little bit late. So what I can advise is to start, I think, from November. I think it can be good if you start like around November, because we have some to prepare all your essays or your video interview, like your GMAT, and so yeah, and you can contact people at the school, like alumni or students, so to really get like insight. So yeah, you have to start early to be like 100% like committed. I think it will be okay. And after, like, what will be like major challenges? It's I think it will be to find like good internships. So that's why I'm working on it right now, like with all the summer internship, and after I will apply to obstacle to graduate programs. So it's a lot of work, but yeah. And as I said, like I think I won't apply to a French bank, or maybe only BNP Paribas, because like they won't hire, or not a lot. So yeah.
Okay. There's actually a lot of disturbance in the line, and I'm trying to catch you properly. So I'm really sorry if I look very distracted, but actually I'm trying to catch you. So I don't know. This is instinctive. I'm pulling my ear to the camera. I'm really sorry. So let's come back to extracurricular activities again. What did you have as your in your application? What did you tell the school that these were my extracurricular activities, and how important are they again?
Okay, so I have been scout, so for a lot of time, and I finally became a director of scouts. So I was managing people, I organized activities, a summer camp, and everything. So I have talked about it in my application about like management, the leadership, and also how I have manage a budget and everything. And also I'm also an instructor of Krav Maga, so it's a self-defense sport. So like also like how I have teach people, I have taught people, and like also managing and created like classes and everything, and also like I have participated to trading game. So I show by that I have shown that I was interested like in finance, not only by doing like a master or anything. It was outside of my studies, and so yeah.
Okay, I swear I did not get anything of that. I don't know, the really
No.
bad. Yeah, I did not get the last part of the last answer. So anyway, what I did understand was you had a lot of responsibilities even in your extracurricular activities. Did I get that correct? Because you were saying you were doing a lot of things, helping out people. So, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the what do you think? Does like you in the beginning you told us about helping students study, maybe tutoring and all that. Do you really think that helps, or is that just to put yourself there, I mean give yourself a chance only? Will it really help with the class, I mean to crack into the class? And okay, I have another question also added to that. What since you have been to school, so what is the diversity in your classroom? What is the how have you found it so far?
Okay, so there are people from a lot of continents. We have Italian, Spanish, English, Mexican, Lebanese, Indian,
Okay.
from Taiwanese, Chinese. So like it's very diverse.
What is the combined strength of your classroom?
Like, what do you mean? Like if we're like helping each other? Like if we are, I don't get it.
I really cannot get you.
No.
So sorry. This
Okay, let
I can't
me.
understand anything. Devang, Anushka, if you have any questions, put it in the box, please, because I am unable to get anything. Um, Hello, Dan, can you hear me?
Is it better now?
A little bit, but it goes away. It keeps going away. So I look very distracted trying to listen and all that. I'm really sorry about that, but yeah. So, ma'am, how many internships do we have for a good profile? Any typical updates or something on that? Any care to weigh in on that, Dan?
Yeah. It's not about how many internships. It's about, so if you have only one, it was very like it's in a very good company, or you have done a lot of things. It's okay. But what is good in France, it's to do like a gap year for 1 year, and in 1 year you usually do a two internship of 6 months.
Oh, two internships, not a single 1 year experience. Wouldn't that be a better thing? Is it necessary to have it? Is it necessary to have two? I mean, what is
I'm not sure that it's necessary.
Because I just wanted to ask this because yesterday I was talking to a young girl who wants to apply to not ESSEC but I think Bocconi, and she said I got another. She's working with one company, and she said I got another job offer, but if I hop companies right now, it will look bad in my CV. Do you think that matters, or do you think that candidates should have different types of experiences on the internship? What is important? Stable job experience with no gaps, or multiple internships in multiple types of roles?
I think there is no rule. Like if it's consistent, like if you are doing like internship like in a company, and if you are doing something else but within the same area or the same industry, I think there is
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but I think it doesn't matter, I think.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. So, from my experience, having looked at Dan's work experience and many other profiles, I've realized that, yeah, having multiple internships in the CV kind of makes it easier to write the applications because you have multiple roles and you can explain more about them.
Yeah.
And as interns or as just let's say graduates from any school or college, you are working in a low level job, so not many places to grow. So 1 year long, you might have 1 year long job, but you might not have enough roles that you have done in that thing. So I think it's better to have at least two, I guess. I think that's what Dan also suggested. So any other question? um, okay, now, can you hear me clearly now, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless these people have any other questions, we will wrap up soon because there's a lot of disturbance in the line. So, for your summer internship, what is your what are you applying to? Can we talk about that, or is it a
Yeah.
secret?
There is a question. Is the gap of
Okay,
months in your experience?
is a gap of a few months in your work experience going to harm your profile? I have been working for 2 years, 9 months at Deutsche and have quit the job to look for different opportunities. So does it matter a few months gap? I think we just kind of discussed this.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter if you can explain it why you did that. So no, I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Like it depends how long. If it's only 1 month or two, like it's okay. But if it's like 6 months years and you didn't do anything, it can be like you can have question about it, like why did you do that? What were you doing? And so yeah, it's not. I think it's not amazing to have a 6 months or 1 year without anything, with anything.
So what if you take time off to learn new skills?
Yeah, that's what I say. If you can explain why to have take some few months years, like if you have learned like I don't know the Python, or if you have learned a new language, it can be good.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Devank and Anushka, for your questions. If you have any more, please keep them coming because. Okay, let's talk about his previous question now. Is a gap of a few months in your work experience going to harm your profile? So, like you said, if I think that will be more of a problem when you actually apply for jobs, because in jobs you don't have let's say an application essay saying, okay, I took 6 months off to do this or that. Am I right? Because for college applications, you do have an opportunity to explain why you took that year off. Is that, am I also?
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say? So, okay. So that is that. Anything you wanted to say?
About like taking a few months to do something.
Yeah. If you're taking, let's say you're taking a few months off to learn some, maybe let's say coding or something that is helpful
Yeah.
for a new skill, but you can't necessarily explain that in your CV, right? Because CV sometimes you don't have the space and you have to give your work experience chronologically, so the gap comes in between, and you can't put in education in the middle of work experience, so that might look a little odd. But for the application to schools, you have a chance of explaining, okay, this is the time I was doing this and this is
Yeah.
the time I was doing that. That's what I was talking about. What do you say to that? It shouldn't
Yeah,
harm
I
your
think it's
application.
no,
Yes.
it won't harm, and if it's consistent with your with your objective, like for example, if you have learned coding in order like to be better in your future job, I think it's good to have something like this.
I did not get that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think I have a problem with my connection.
So,
Uh,
no problem, no problem. It's okay. I mean, it happens. There are days when the internet is so bad you can't hear anything. So, perhaps, maybe I think I'll just ask you a last question, because I think you are also getting annoyed because of the internet and me continuously asking the same questions. So, I will just ask you, do you have any advice for students regarding the financing? Because, frankly speaking, when it comes to the currency conversion, it is quite a lot for Indian students. Right now, we have just Indians here, so let's talk about that. It's quite a lot for us to collect and pay. Okay, so do you have any idea about how to go through, and is there any advice for financing that you have, or is it that you would suggest that you work first and uh, collect enough to have some 50% or 60% from your own savings, anything like that?
I think the first thing to do is to be aware about all the scholarships that you can get.
Okay.
And after, like, if you are sure to have like a good job and that you can like pay back all your fees, um, I think it can be good, but it depends. It depends on which field will you work. If there is, like, if it's hiring and everything. But normally, like, if you do good in business school, you can find a job easily and a good pay job. So
Okay. um, I actually, again, I'm really sorry. All I understood
like,
was like, if you are sure of a proper job at the end, then maybe you can take up loans. Otherwise, look up scholarships. Is that what you said?
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Dan. I'm really sorry about this abrupt ending, because I really cannot hear you. I don't know what the situation is on your side. So maybe we will connect again. And if the students have any question, please forward them to me. Would you be willing to take any questions from, if I forward it to you? Because there was a lot we couldn't understand in between. I will just
Yeah,
WhatsApp it to
if you
you.
have
You
any
can WhatsApp me the
question,
answer.
send.
And
Yeah, if
yeah.
you have any question, you can ask me on LinkedIn if you want, and I will
Okay.
answer
Yeah.
to you
Yeah. Actually.
directly.
Yeah. Can I give them your LinkedIn profile if necessary?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much. It's sure. So, Devang, Anushka, if you have any queries, please, here is his LinkedIn profile. I have put it in the chat box. Please talk to him. And because I'm really sorry we couldn't get you a good connection, it might be a problem on my side. I don't know. So, I hope you forgive us and join us again next time. Thank you, Dan. Thanks once again. Um,
Thank you very much.
okay.
Goodbye.
Okay. No worries. Had a good session, and Devang has already sent you a connection.